Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, YouTubers, housing fashionistas that are watching this transmission. I got some message that was sent to me. If you want to message me, please message me on, you can find me on Instagram. If you have stories or stuff you want me to share on my channel that's related to the housing crisis or something that could tie into the housing crisis, don't feel free to send me a message, guys. Anyways, I got some really good. I want to send a shout out first to Sempre Sport Lisboa Benfica, who made a video with my name in it and was showing me some of his Pokemon cards. It says here from Mike Martins. I want to thank you for making that. That means a lot to me. And anyways, let's get to it, guys. Shocking admission. I've had to retard my anger quite a bit, actually, because I'm going to read the article. I just had to really calm down. I had to take a pill and chill. I had to do a walk around the house before I actually sat down and read this, because it's pretty shocking. Shocking admission. WINZ, sounds like a radio station, had been using tents to house the homeless. And where is this happening? Down in New Zealand. Down in New Zealand. In a shocking admission, Work and Income say it has been using tents to house the homeless. So let's listen to what they have to say. Let's listen to their side of the story here. Let me lower my mic.
For 3 months, this tent has been home to a young family. Their neighbour, a single man, also lives in a tent. Both purchased the tents themselves after struggling to find a rental.
I think it demonstrates we're at a national emergency level.
Now One News has discovered the government has been buying tents to house the homeless. In the last year alone, 20 families have asked for help to buy a tent to live in. Work and Income says it agreed in an effort to support its clients' choices.
It's not okay for the government to be supplying tents. It might have been acceptable under the past government. It's not under ours.
In a statement, Work and Income describes the practice as extremely rare. It says it doesn't specifically record the number of hardship grants used to buy tents and can't rule out supplying more than the 20 identified.
The fact that people are having to ask for tents because there is no other option just shows that chronic levels of underfunding for housing sector are starting to affect a large portion of people.
The new government claims it only learnt of the practice when One News raised questions. Now it's ordered Work and Income to stop supplying tents and instead find suitable accommodation.
We're pulling out all the stops with emergency and transitional housing, building thousands of extra state houses, and if people are homeless and don't have anywhere to live, we will do our absolute best to find somewhere for them.
The number of families on Housing New Zealand's waiting list has almost doubled in 3 years to over 6,000, and there have been 1 million requests for hardship grants in the last year.
There's every likelihood that the homelessness will get worse before it gets better.
The government facing an uphill battle, one option now no longer available. Ryan Boswell, One News.
Okay, guys, that's courtesy of One News there. Well, thank you for sitting through that, and it's pretty sad to sit through and see what is happening. The people are pulling government. This new government that's in power, I just want to let you guys know they're doing a really good job. They're building 40,000 new homes by 2025, I think it was the last article I read for you guys, or 2 or 3 articles ago about New Zealand. So I wanted to throw this out there. Sorry guys, I got my dog visiting me, my cat, everyone's coming to see me today. Figures given to One News under the Official Information Act show in at least 20 families have asked for hardship grants through Work and Income to buy a tent to live in. Work and Income Deputy Chief Executive Service Delivery Ruth said the practice is extremely rare, so rare in fact that our system does not record the grants as a separate subcategory of a hardship grant. But guys, it's fall. It's fall in New Zealand right now. And winter is going to be, what, 3 months away. So, and they've been having some pretty cold winters down there recently in the last 5 years. So, she says it agreed to fund the tents in effort to support its clients' choices, and it did not rule out supplying more than the 20 it could identify. Our case managers help clients with 1 million requests for hardship grants a year, and we were able to, so there was to help our clients with 1 million requests for hardship grants a year, and we're able to recall around 20 instances. So it's just ones they could remember, Mr. Bond said. Sorry, Miss Bond said. The government claims it only learned of the practice when One News raised questions and has now ordered Work and Income to stop supplying tents. It's not for the government to be supplying tents. It might have been acceptable under the past government. It's not under ours, the housing minister, Phil Twyford, said. So Phil Twyford, if you don't remember 2 videos ago, I was talking about him. And I think he's the housing minister and for New Zealand. Yeah, he is the housing minister. Yeah, that's right. And he's been doing a really good job trying to, use some Crown land to build, I think it was 40,000 homes, if I remember, by 2025, and to start creating better accommodations. Because in the world spotlight, like in the world grand stage of things, New Zealand, it was very disgusting with the meth test homes and people sleeping in cars, and New Zealand's image, they want a powerful, look at us, we're proud, we're working, we're doing our thing. And let me just close the door there. Oh God, it's my wife talking to the kids. And then let's go here. I can only assume that the decisions were made by frontline staff who are doing their very best to help people in need. Of course, I mean, you don't want someone sleeping on the outright bench, with no shelter. The number of families on Housing New Zealand's waiting list has almost doubled in 3 years, over 6,000. We saw that in the video. While there have been 1 million requests for hardship grants in the last year. Ricardo Menendez from Auckland, Action Against Poverty, said that it demonstrates we're at national emergency levels. It's huge, guys. 6,000 in a small country like New Zealand, and the way demographics are set up in the country is actually very big. It's actually colossal, more than what people could fathom. The fact that people are having to ask for tents because there is no longer an option just shows that chronic levels of underfunding for housing sector are starting to affect a large portion of people, Mr. Menendez said. Phil Twyford said, there's every likelihood the homeless will get worse before it gets better. Yeah, he's actually calling a spade a spade. I like this guy. I know he wears a tie, and I don't like people that I don't trust too many people that wear ties. But I like this guy. I like this administration. I really hope they could turn things around. There's nothing more we could ask for, guys. There's the only thing you could ask for, if you're against this administration, I strongly recommend that you pray for the administration to do the right thing. There's nothing more. It's so much out of our hands that it's gotten to a point. It's like, what now? So big hug to all my friends down in New Zealand watching this transmission. Sorry for the laggy mind. I'm really laggy this afternoon. I don't know why, but I just feel really laggy right now. I'm just trying to catch up is what I'm trying to say. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you're in New Zealand and you're seeing this, my question to you guys there is, are you seeing a lot of tent cities like you see in California, Arizona? You're starting to see them now in Portland. You're starting to see them in Oregon State, sorry, I meant to say, and in Washington State. In Vancouver, you got a few tent cities. The whole West Coast is plagued with West. I know there's a few tent cities in Texas. There's a few tent cities in North Carolina, but it's not like as huge as it is in California. California, you could drive 7-8 miles through Tent City. There's a lot of videos up there with people cycling through Tent City areas with GoPro cams and stuff. Anyways, sounds like my family's having fun upstairs. I think they're watching a funny movie. I'm going to go upstairs and join them. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.